each of the little boxes represents time. 0.04 seconds for every one of these little boxes. So, you're going to want to go through and count little boxes from here to here, from one QRS to the next. So you count all the little pink boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Say there's, I don't know, 25 of them. So you take your calculation, you say 25 small boxes. Each one is worth how much time? What's that calculation give me? 1. So, for this person, the electrical activity from here to here took 1 second. Okay, how do we measure heart or pulses or heart rates? Beats per minute, right? So we measure it as beats per minute. Well, that doesn't match beats per minute, right? Okay, so we have to say how many seconds are in a minute? 60 seconds in 1 minute. We know that our one heartbeat took 1 second. Right? Those units are lost because they counter each other. So 60 divided by 1 is equal to
60.
60 beats per minute.
So is it from the peak of the QRS to the peak of that next QRS?
Yes.
And that's the calculation?
Yep, you could count, if you want to count them from this point to this point, go for it.
Oh, okay.
If you want to count it from this point to this point, go for it. Just be consistent when you're doing it. Most people just use the peak because it's easy.
What's the average for that healthy range for that? Like after you get it and you're like, okay, because after you get each of these, is there a range of one?
60 to 100.
Oh, okay.
Is this person tachycardic?
No.
No. Are they bradycardic? No. Are they normal sinus rhythm?
No.
Yeah, they're at 60. They're not below 60. They're not above 100. Easy enough? Want to practice another one? It's just math.
And that's like the choice I had.
That stays the
It's
same.
not like that.
What number do you want to give our number of small
25.
boxes? How many?
25.
We just did 25.
I used it 25.
Can you do more than that?
Yeah.
Less?
What do you want? 38?
Yeah, let's do 38.
38 small boxes. This person's going to have a slow heart rate.
Pretty card.
So 38 times 0.04.
Let's do 20.
1.527. Oh.
60 divided by 1.5.
40.
40.
So we were talking.
Is this person tachycardic, normal sinus rhythm, bradycardic? Good. Let's do another one. Let's do one that's,
They're actually
19.
Yeah, 19 and 20.
okay. You want to do 19? 19 times 0.04.
So more space in between.
96.
27 seconds.
60 divided by 0.76.
78.9. So maybe there's
So you'll notice, if your QRSs are really close to each other, that person's heart rate is very fast. If they're really far apart from each other, their heart rate's slow. So you can tell something just by looking at it initially and going, wow, that's a slow heart rate.
So-
And this person is tacking. They're tacking out on me.
So if mine came out at 55.5, I'm slightly bradycardic,
Yeah, 55.
which isn't
55 beats per minute.
bad. It's still
highly trained athletes are often below normal heart rates.
Yeah, that's what I was always
It's just
told.
their body.
I'll take that.
How about if we did 14?
14 boxes?
14 small boxes.
Here, let me calculate.
Who's got their room?
14. They're,
4, 16, 1, 56?
56.
they're gonna be out of normal range, right?
0.56, yeah.
16 divided by 0.56, should be over 100.
107. That's a spin class.
So that's this. Oh, who asked me about exercising heart rates? You. What the heart rate should be when you're exercising. Printed something out
160.
for you. Remind me and I'll bring it.
Okay.
Where I just remind myself.
Yeah, I get scared when I'm,
Huh?
I get scared when working out, like,
Yeah, it's got ranges for ages and what your heart rate should be while you're resting and then exercising. It's got, I got a big chart. If more people want that, because I can copy it.
On the quiz,
What's that?
what do you expect on the quiz, since it wasn't like typing?
Next week, oh. Did you guys have on that list, does it say sounds of cortical?
What?
Sounds of cortical when you're doing blood pressure. Sounds of cortical are the initiation of the sounds, because when you pump up that blood pressure cuff, you're cutting off the blood supply, right? You're occluding that artery. When you first start hearing the first sounds, as you're releasing the pressure, that sound, that is called the sounds of cortical. Heart, when you're listening, you want to know that T for tricuspid, A for aortic, P, tap, pulmonary, and then mitral, tap them. So when you're listening to them, the different locations tell you about the different valves. That's why you listen in multiple spots. Down here, you're listening for the tricuspid valve. Up here, you're listening for the aortic valve. Then then the pulmonary, and then the bicuspid. So you listen in different spots. There's a nice little diagram in your book. Know what the P wave is, QRS, the T wave. Know what they represent. Be able to calculate heart rate. All these things. Yeah. All that stuff. It's going to be hard for me to find 21 questions, but I'll use a lot of those little things, cartoons, and ask you what they are. I might have one with the P wave missing, and ask you what's missing. That happens. I just have a line across there, and you'll see a QRS and a T with no P. But that's the type of stuff.
And you said tap them if you want.